you have any players available, any more players available for the trip to Brighton? And what sort of a game are you expecting, given the difficulties you had there last season?
I think Lingard, Matic and Valencia, they are training with the team since yesterday, fully fit, but not yet to play, or not even to be selected, I think. And that's it. Part of that, of course, some of the boys are in a better condition, because before Leicester, some of them, they trained just 3 days, and after this long, good working week, normally they are in a better condition. Looking to the match, I think the best way to look at it is to remember that, I don't know, 3 months ago maybe, we lost there. We lost 1-0. Great coach, Chris. Good players, good team, beautiful stadium, but difficult to play. They know how to play, and they kept the same team. They bought a few new players. I think the style is the same, and the fact that they lost the first match, obviously they are working for a reaction. They are working to improve their game. So difficult match for us, but we are confident that the training was really good all week, and we go to win. Obviously, that's our objective.
Jose, on weeks like this, I think we know you long enough to know that you know the questions that we're going to ask you.
Yeah.
What's the truth about your relationship with Paul Pogba? So much has been said this week.
The truth is, we are together for 2 years and a couple of weeks, and I've never been so happy with him as I am now. That's the truth. I cannot demand more from him. I cannot ask more from him. He came here on a Monday. He trained 3 days. I asked for his support, for his contribution in an important match for us when the team had difficulties. He did it. He did it better and for more time than we could expect. When he says he did it for the fans and for the team, is exactly what I want. Is exactly what I demand from my players, is what he is giving me. He's working well, he's playing well, he does for the fans, he does for the team, and that's what I want. I want him to play for the team, which he's doing, and I repeat, I couldn't be happier than what I am.
So does that mean he remains your captain?
For the next match, yes.
What about the comments then last week after the game, Jose? Is that confusing then for those comments to come out?
I don't care. I don't care. I repeat, I want him to play well. I want him to play for the team. I want him to play for the fans. And that's what he did. And he's working extremely well here. But I have to say on his defense that write what you want about him, write what you want about me. Please don't say lies. Please don't put him in a situation where people can think that he's not a polite, educated guy, which he is. He's very polite, he's very educated. He never had a fight with me. We never had a warm or a hard, I don't know how you like to say, change of words. Everything is respected. I have no problems at all.
When he said, Jose, there are things you cannot say otherwise.
You have to ask him. You have to ask him. You know, I'm here for 2 years and a couple of months. The only player that was fined was Antonio Martial. So it's not easy to be fined here.
Exactly.
So you have to ask him. I don't. I didn't ask him. I'm not going to ask him. I repeat, I want him to work the way he's doing and to play the way he is doing. And for me, that's the only thing that matters.
Given what he said, can we move on from given what he said, given what a much larger squad, and we're here to talk about the game. It's not just about
my question is about the game.
It's not just about Paul, about the game.
Okay. So given what he said, are you confident that he can produce another performance like that at Brighton?
I am very confident, but if he doesn't, that's football. If he doesn't, that's football. If his objective is, like he said, to play for the team, to play for the fans, to perform for the team and for the fans, if this is the objective, he has the right of a bad match. He has the right of a bad match. Everybody has a bad day. Everybody has little up and down in the performance level. And going back to one of the questions, is he the captain? No, the captain is Antonio Valencia. Antonio Valencia didn't play. It was my choice to be the captain, which was a process that started already last season. Because last season we thought, I think it was before the game against Basel, we thought, or 2 seasons ago, Basel, no? We thought, you know, young guy but good personality, made in the academy, normally a starting lineup player. He has the conditions to be a captain in the future and in the continuity of this. No Antonio in the team. He was the captain, and for the next match, I don't think Antonio is going to play. So he'll be the captain again. But one day when Antonio comes back, Antonio will be the captain.
Okay, last question from Simon.
Jose, what is the Italian transfer deadline? Matteo's made his feelings clear. You've said that you'd be willing to let him go. Will he go by the end of the day? Will he be involved tomorrow? If not,
I don't think he will go. I don't think he will go. And you know, he cannot have any bad feeling towards us, because we opened the door. We opened the door for him in case of his desire was to go. But it looks like it's not going to end in a transfer, and for me, it's good news. For me, it's good news that Matteo is staying. He's always an option for us. He's always a reliable player. We know that his performance level is that one. We know that he always does a job for the team, right back, left back, starting player, on the bench. He always does it. He's a fantastic professional. He's a guy that is loved in the group by his human nature too. So for me, in the end, is good news if Matteo is not leaving.
Fascinating stuff from Jose there. That was the first part of his meeting with the media. There is a second section, but don't worry, you've not missed it. It's embargoed until 10:30 on Saturday evening, when we will bring you the press conference in full and uncut. Andy Ritchie joins me in the studio. Good afternoon, Andy. There's one place we have to start, of course. Everyone's talking about the relationship between Jose and Paul Pogba. And Jose has just reiterated there what the club have already said. There is no problem between the two.
Yeah, and I think you have to go on the manager's say-so, don't you? Paul, I don't think, has really said anything to the contrary either. You know, I know there was a few comments about him playing happy and this, that and the other, and that's what they've latched onto. But the manager there has just said that there's nothing there to be said. I think, hopefully, the press will now say, right, OK, let's just leave that one, because they latch onto everything, don't they? And they are going to latch onto everything about Paul Pogba.
It's a big story, isn't it?
And if there is something wrong there, that's great, because he's played, like the manager said, like a beast the other night. And if he plays like that again and keeps playing like that, then we've got the best out of him.
Yeah, and one of the best midfielders in world football, and we need him to be playing at that kind of level if we're going to compete.
Of course, he was brought here to get us where we want to be. He's one of the pieces of the jigsaw that we need to close that gap on Manchester City, to close that gap on other European teams that we want to be competing against in the Champions League. So he's a very, very integral part of the football team. And like the manager said a little bit later on, talking about him, players are allowed to have bad games.
Yeah.
And I think as soon as he has a bad game, again the media latch onto something and try and make these mountains out of molehills. I know that we keep talking about this, but just he's under the media spotlight always.
Yeah.
And let's just get off his back. We don't give him any stick. Let's see what he produces this season. And with him doing so well in the World Cup, I'm sure that will give him even more confidence, because I think he has struggled a little bit with coming back and the enormity of it and everybody's expectations of him coming back to his roots, if you like, and everybody thinks he's superhuman, and he's not. He's still a young fella. He's still playing and